Hello everyone, welcome back to Arknights. I'm Tovar087. And, well, let's do our free poll. Let's start off with a free poll first, and it's a 3-star.
I'm Lava, a caster. Here to join you simply because...
Now that's done. Now, kernel locating. Survey. That gives 6 on a rundown. That's pretty good. We'll do that later. I guess I could do this. You might be wondering how I do not have plays. It's because I skipped a couple years in Arknights. I played at launch, and then afterwards, I think I played for a couple months, and then I stopped playing it for some reason, and then I came back like 2 years later. And I've been playing that ever since. We'll go Warfarin. I mean, there's not much else. I guess Elysium. Executor, I guess. No, that doesn't matter anymore. Okay, let's just start with this. Let's go here. Retracing our steps. And let's dive right into it. We're almost done with the whole event. There's just 2 more stages left. It's OS-8 and OS-9. And then, what I would like to say is the story node. One last story node. OS-ST-3. So there's probably at most 3 hours left, at the least 2. The empty silence leaves one feeling colder than ever. The reporter's heavy bag slows her down. Her footsteps upon the snow clear for all to hear. There's people than before, even here. Yes, sorry to bother you. Can I ask you a few quick questions? About... Right now, call and trade. I'd rather not have to hear that name. Sir Inciotus needs to come out and go over why he's signed these agreements already. Resources for development. What rubbish. All we got for our resources was a catastrophe. How's he gonna explain that, huh? By the time the reporter finishes digesting the lady's angry words, she has already long since left with a swish of her cloak. Excuse me, sir. You're one of those reporters from Victoria. Jarek's not been the kindest place lately. Even as locals prefer holding up at home, you best take care. It's times like these where I can't be afraid, otherwise I'm not fit to hold this camera. But thanks for the heads up. Anyhow, what I'd like to know is, how do you see Inciotus right now, in your honest opinion? Sorry, miss, I think he's cheap as Jarek, but Victoria's worth doubting too. I've seen how big the changes here have been these past few years. If you said Inciotus hasn't had any difficulty making those changes, then I say you're wrong. If only the great elder of the court could come out and say a few words, it'd all be fine. Oh. A stone flies right past the tip of the reporter's nose all of a sudden, smashing the store window behind her. Right past the tip of the nose, huh? Whoa. You would just see that. Get out of Jarek, Victorian scum. Inciotus, Divine Be Court, us. We've all got nothing to do with you. Still got the stones to take pictures. Get the Fane off our land already. Fane? I don't know. Nothing has left her with complicated feelings more than this moment. She has already seen the ordinary people of Zurich slowly becoming more mistrustful, more on edge. Yes, she has also seen once trusted members of the camera's crew sneak into her room to inspect her drafts and camera over and over. Oh. And wonder why. As a man picks up yet another stone, she bows goodbye to her interviewee and runs away from the scene. I would too. It seems her only choice is to escape. But escape to where? Honestly, you being from Victoria as a reporter, it's not a good time. Are you Victorian, miss? Hello there. Do you hate Victoria? Nope, I don't. A deadly little hand reaches out to her with a piece of stale Victorian bread sitting in the palm. But my papa told me to throw all these away. He said we wouldn't have any Victorian charity in our house. Then Bajaringander taught us to love our neighbours and repay kindness with kindness. So I wanted to give it back to you. Bye, kid. As she watches the child hurry away, the reporter feels as if the dry bread in her hand is choking her throat. Her eyelids tremble and she clenches her teeth. Get her in the car. Don't let anyone see. That is the last thing she remembers hearing before she loses consciousness. Oh, what? I guess someone knocked her out. Oh, haven't seen you in a long time, Harold. Sorry for bothering you with another visit, Mr. Severash. I don't know how to do a Victorian, Harold's voice. Perhaps you would rather be seeing some other pretty face all over this hubbub. There is no need to be so humble. Zurich is indebted to you for your care, and I had hoped for the chance to express my gratitude. After invading the lake? Why? Hardly. It seems my long-awaited return has left me awash with churning emotion once more. I would like nothing more than to be the bearer of good news every time I come over, but throwing my old bones into the mountain for some peace and quiet before throwing my old bones. Okay. But life is a fickle thing, and that demands we improvise, does it not? I do believe you are here to give me some bad news, Lord Viscount, or Viscount, but not in the name of Castor. I'd rather not get mixed up with that old lady's affairs again. Though, based on what went on the last time I was here, it's her who doesn't want to get mixed up with me. With all that said, my lord. Ah, yes, on to business. I know you're a busy man. I'm here to bid you farewell, Mr. Severash. If the recent shift of public opinion against Victoria has troubled you, then I can. No, nothing of the sort. I had hoped against hope that old Castor was also reaching an age where she spoke from the heart. That tends to bring a bit of sweetness to the tongue, though. But as long as you can see, things have come to this. Though I may seem a daughter these days, I still find myself compelled to ask you one thing. Is there truly no other way? You know her plans involve more than just a few minds, my lord. From the moment she laid hands on Incia, this negotiation has become wholly unacceptable to me. So how do you plan to handle her? Are you really prepared to cross swords with her? You know better than I that if we do not keep the idea of crossing swords on the table, then Zurich may as well already be in our pocket. Of course I do. What to say? Knowing how the old lady is, she will never let your little tiff go now that it's reached this stage. I truly am worried for you, Sir Incius. What shall you do next? What is there to do but to seize the opportunity? Since you have mentioned her, you are also an old acquaintance of her grace, are you not? Me? Me hardly know her. A few years back we'd chat about family matters, and she'd always grumble to me about how none of the young casters were worth a damn. The less useful they turn out to be, the more hasty she gets in doing things. Who would have guessed that she was known as a complete enigma in her youth? At a brief encounter with her grace a decade or so ago, her grandeur strikes me even now. Ha! No need to butter her up to me. I am fully aware that her high and mighty noble posturing is something she can never change. No matter how many schemes are brewing behind the scenes, one must always keep one's face haughty and dignified. Well, that's that. I'm sure your people have more urgent things to trouble you with. I shall be heading off right about now. This talk of yours has been productive, my lord. I hope I will have a more suitable opportunity in the future to invite you to Jarek. Couldn't ask for better. Oh yes. When you next see her grace, by no means tell her I've been calling her ode behind her back. I would never, Lord Viscount. Ada boy. I too am really looking forward to the chance to visit Jarek again. Yeah, off he goes. Yes, nobody saw us. It was no trouble, matriarch. Your request is mine. I'll bring her over right away. Ooh. Hey, wakey, wakey. That sounds like Meal says. I was at half a day's sleep, not enough for you. Get up, our matriarch has things she wants to ask you. What? Who brought me here? How long will it take you to learn a gentle touch? I'm sorry. Matriarch? Ah, Radatos. Hey, you awake yet? No thrashing about unless you feel like the ropes around your wrists aren't chafing enough. Ah, Ratatos. Matriarch Ratatos. I thought you were... Not a single burn on me. Real surprising, isn't it? I knew she wasn't dead. Yeah, it's not like her to go out that way. She would make... If she were to go out, she's gonna make a giant fuss about it. Like an even bigger fuss. Like, she's gonna go out with style, basically. When you get the chance, tell your colleagues that when dealing with the Brown Tails, best check the room for tricks. My colleagues, be honest now, my little spy, what were you hoping to catch her on that camera of yours all those days you were sneaking about? Wait, what? No, you misunderstand me, madam. How can I be a spy? That's what all the other spies we got said to. I mean, even if you're not a spy, you would also say, I'm not a spy. The guards rifle through the reporter's back and throw its contents onto the floor. The photos she has taken and developed the past few days. We wouldn't care much about you if you take pictures of local traditions or even patrolling guards. But you didn't hesitate before taking a bunch of pictures of the Vine Beat Court. You even went to a few mountains, clicking that shutter of yours. Don't think I don't know anything. Matriarch Ratatos, whether you believe me or not, I am really nothing more than a regular reporter. If I was a spy, why would I be walking around with all this evidence on me? With all this chaos going on right now, I could have easily given it all to my colleagues at the TV station. That's what you need to explain. Fact of the matter is, you were carrying a great deal of suspicious material and had a very strange itinerary. How do I know you weren't trying to flee? Because I'm trying to protect that material. The Duke of Castor wants control over public opinion. The news office sent people to join the camera crew, and they've been sneaking into my room to edit my pictures. If I didn't try to get away, most of them would be confiscated. Maybe even used to misrepresent things here. Everything they do is to whitewash Victoria, trying to strong-arm its way into Jarek. If you think these pictures will be of any use to Jarek, you can have them all. I just want you to release them, to let people know what's going on here. It doesn't need Victoria's support, but real actual help. That might be tricky. This NCO is able to take a call right now. He has more pressing matters to handle, so he sent me as support. After my lovely funeral, I handed the spies we captured over to him. According to our agreement, he was supposed to send backup. And in the end, he only sent one woman, even if she's the Black Knight. Not sure if I should call him generous or stingy here. So what's his plan for dealing with the Castor? We're still gathering information on our enemy. I was also sent to help with your interrogations. The most critical moment is to find out now is if this reporter has taken any photos of things in the mountains. Yes, our little friend here. I can untie your restraints, but first, you need to promise me you'll answer all my questions. Does that sound alright to you? Oh wow. Right into it. That was not half an hour or anything like that. I'm so glad.
The way seems kind of rough. Careful, you don't want to trip.
Yeah.
Okay, serious space.
No. At the very least, I could put, like, Jessica right here, I guess. I think this would be more funny.
Oh, I should try adding a... Now's not the time for hellos. Go ahead. Target eliminated.
Okay. Yeah, that's funny.
I'll do my best. In position. I'm so tired of the distance. There! Spring breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain.
Alright, that's good. I don't think I have to do anything else, really.
I wasn't supposed to. Branch and bone bear weeds. Mounds and ruins bloom. Target crippled. Can I get away from me, please?
I forget what this snowball's doing.
I'm in position. Target eliminated. Want a candy? Oh, wishes. I beg you, coalesce. I'm so tired away from
There
me,
we go.
please.
Okay, you're in kind of a problem.
To hear the news of your death. Across your mind. Want a candy? Take like water.
What's going on here?
Je suis partout.
Just took forever, I guess.
Same tactics as the same tactics. I have charge of this sector. Mission accomplished.
Well, that didn't take long. An empty office. Gnosis is unused to sight. He walks to his desk. Under his mug, filled with steaming hot fresh coffee, is a document with NC Otis's signature. Letter of appointment. What would have killed you to come over and say goodbye? It is signed. You know how risky this is. The minerals on land are inseparable. We shall bypass the Vineby Court and sign cooperative mining agreements with foreign nations ourselves. That would be a terrible decision because they're going to come right after you. This will cause a lot of the headaches for us in the future. If we do not pay them their pound of flesh now, to close the gap, they shall simply demand much more from us later. This is the lowest price we are able to bear. Your calculations are rather optimistic, Enceotis. And you have always been less optimistic than I am, no matter the topic. Which means most times you have been able to walk further than me. If it wasn't for that optimism of yours, I would not have the confidence to take a single step in the darkness. It has been a long while since I heard praise from you. Go see our plans through, Gnosis. Everyone from middle management and above is here. We can start the camera at any time. Begin recording. Yes, sir. What is today's announcement about? I have gathered you all here to announce a major change in personnel. As of today, Enceotis Silverash will no longer serve as chairman and CEO of Carlin Trade. Enceotis admits all responsibility for the recent occupational incidents and has resigned. The board of directors has already ratified his request. At the same time, the board has decided that I, Gnosis Edelweiss, shall take over all of Enceotis' duties. Now, allow me to make the first proclamation of Carlin Trade's new era as a representative of the board to all our colleagues and to the people of Zurich. Carlin Trade shall be ceasing all collaboration with Victoria. As for the many past agreements that Enceotis insisted on signing, they shall all be temporarily paused until the board has decided on further courses of action. At this extraordinary time, I ask all our colleagues to work at their posts, to keep the development of Zurich at the forefront of their minds, and to sweep away the lingering problems of the past. Zurich needs us. Wake up, we're here for our shift. Sure took your time. First time we've been here and had to find a place. This lot has been much trouble. Most of them aren't talking. Just mind the lead geezer. Which one's he? Isn't the Vineby Court old geezers? Everyone bursts out in laughter before heading off, leaving just the two guards to take their shift. You should ease up a bit. How could you just disrespect the elders like that? You're from Zurich too, right? Still sticking up for him? It was this bunch of Schlichtstruck who got us into this mess. Shut it, you got a death wish? The two guards look towards Elder Adsel as he sits within his cell. He is focused on the thick tome in his hands, playing with a corner of the page as he thinks. Oh, it's good. What are you so afraid of? They've been talking big for centuries now. But it's not like the courts managed to flip Zurich upside down, have they? Nor the Vicars of Zurich. Even if you don't respect the elders, you should still respect her. What's the court done that a guy like me needs to respect them? When my mom was sick, the clerics picked some grass for her to eat, made me pay prayed to the grass, saying it would bring Jerengander's protection. In the end, we brought her to one of Carlin Trade's doctors. He told me if he had kept going with the cleric's treatment plan, she wouldn't have lasted another day. I'd say the real Vicar is Sir Inziodis. The scholar known as Jurgen was an ardent follower of her and did much good. Out of resentment, evil men accused him of stealing courtly coin, and he was to put to death a few days hence. Jurgen's limbs were bound tight, and at night he heard the clattering of soldiers' swords. He knew his death was near, and in his heart he was anguished. I guess I found which geezer to look out for. The guard raises his baton as he approaches Adzo's cell, striking the bars over and over. Adzo does not stop his recitation as he looks at the guard calmly. Hey, Greybeard, shut your mouth while you're in that cell. Think about how you're going to explain all your sins to Jerengander when you meet her. Jurgen looked up, but saw no light. In his futility, he knelt upon the straw lining his cell in a supplication to her. O righteous Jerengander, have I not done good in your name? Have I not sought truth in your name? Do good men die in your kingdom while the unjust gain salvation? Why do the lawmakers only hear absurd falsities? Why do the people I save stand in unspeaking silence? She struck. I don't know how to say that. Have you no shame, you traitor? I'm not German. I'm going to teach you a lesson. The guard puts his baton away before taking out his key to open the cell door, though it keeps missing the keyhole as his right hand dribbles in rage. How are you that angry? Oh, Jerengander, though my body be trapped in jail, my soul still seeks your mercy. Jail. Wow, I haven't seen jail written like that in a very long time. That's jail. G-A-O-L is like the really old medieval word for jail. J-A-I-L, which is that's what it is now. But jail, they're both the same thing, but it's been a long time since I've seen it written like that. Whilst my eyes can still see and my ears can still hear, stretch out your righteous hands to me. I swear today is going to be the last day you even open a copy of the Jerengander. You're really going to do that to me? What have I done? I heard another guard. You have done well, my child. Our divine duty is not limited to the 3 clans, the Saintess or Divine Bee Court. All children of Jarek must be ready to carry out her will at any time, just like you did. I remember Jurgen the Confessor. When I was young, I was lost in the snowy mountains. Just as I was about to black out, a cleric saved me. When we were on his burden beast, he took off his coat and wrapped it tight around me, telling me the story of Jurgen and how Jerengander will save all the innocents. Where are the other clerics in prison, my child? Nearby. Find an opportunity to free them. Let them escape. Then save yourself. Conflict brews up atop the mountain. Divine Bee Corps shall rebuild everything upon the ruins. Allow me to tell you the end of this tale of Jurgen the Confessor. Halt! Don't force my hand, Great Elder. We are armed, and we will not allow anyone to leave. I will walk by you. If you insist on using bows and crossbows to run counter to our will, then aim out at your own hearts. Try it. The guards who rushed over looked at their comrades with raised eyebrows as they formed two lines. Many of them chosen to stow their weapons, opening up a narrow passage. Azo lowers his head as he walks through the guards, leaving behind faint footsteps in the snow. Footprints, I mean. As the words left Jurgen's mouth, the entire jail began to sway as wind and snow entered through the cracks. The walls around the imprisoned devotee were as rotten trees, shattering into dust as his body was enveloped in blinding light. The soldiers were thrown to the ground, their weapons shattered, but they themselves were unharmed. They prostrated themselves at Jurgen's feet, weeping as they confessed their sins. Jurgen the Confessor then walked the lands of the three clans, preaching this miracle the rest of his life. And thus, Jurgengander stretches out her hand to those who call for her to enact her justice. It's Caroline again. She has slowly lost all sensation in her joints as her shoes sink into the soft snow, step after step after step, yet her legs do not stop moving, even as she gulps lungfuls of frigid air. Who's... There is the vague shape of people in the distance. They draw close to her, but the light flashing before her make her unable to recognize them. You. As Victorians, we have been ordered to receive you, Madame Caroline, though there should be others with you here. They got taken by the locals. Then are there any issues with the intelligence? You can tell Her Grace that the power hiding behind Jarek has disappeared. I've observed and recorded the fall of some extraterrestrial object to the surface. The ensuing catastrophe is further proof of my conclusion. Whether it's the energy field theory or the Fahrenheit hypothesis, it explains the changes that happened to Jarek. Take this folder. All my research into several hypotheses about Jarek is in it. You can... What the... I am terribly sorry, madam. Did you really believe you could hide your personal communications with the Maylander Foundation from us? Oh... Maylanders like the FBI of this world. Or CIA. Her Grace has asked us to bring only the data. I believe that she is very interested in the fact that Jarek has lost his protection. You... Extraterrestrial objects, Fahrenheit legends. There's still so many marvelous things we don't know about we don't know the truth about across this great land. But all you care about is deception, robbery, and murder. Everything else is worthless to you. If I didn't need you to escape from Jarek, I would never work with people like you. I shall pass on your complaint to Her Grace verbatim. Goodbye, madam. Thank you for your patriotic service. She sighs deeply, unsure of whom she is actually feeling sorry for. Oh, they killed her? A smoke grenade. Oh. Enemy attack. Look for cover. The night is enveloped in smoke and gunfire, leaving the snow field in utter chaos. At least until a black off-roader courses out of the smoke. In its wake are the Victorian agents futilely shooting at the vehicle as it drives into the distance. Oh, Columbia. Okay, yeah, Mainlander. Sorry to put you through that, Caroline. Had to take our time so the Victorians wouldn't spot us. Got all your stuff? She lowers her head, pulling out a marked file on the extraterrestrial object from the various documents before handing it to the agent sitting in the front seat. So she's a double agent. So when can I start my research? No need to be so hasty, miss. My boss wants to have a chat with you first. He's really interested in hearing what you're studying. I think you'll be working with us for a long, long time. Caroline nods her head before she suddenly realizes something. She never had the chance to actually hand over Victoria's Jarek report. Oops. She rolls down the car window, heedless of the cold wind blowing in. She takes out the paper she painstakingly wrote in Jarek, one after the other, and throws them out the window with a nary moment's hesitation. The paper is all the more white under the black night, like fresh snow falling upon the wilds. They spin through the air, buoyed by cold wind and political maelstrom both. Here's your things back, Victoria. And that's it.
Now
I
this
was
is
not
shocking
expecting such a
discovery.
short
Any
chapter,
idea how we might celebrate
but
this, Doctor?
I'm gonna hold off on. Oh, is that it? Hold on. There is OS-9 and an OS-10. Okay. Okay. So there is an OS-ST-4 story node. I'll deal with that another time. Well, I'll leave you guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Alright, see you everyone.